What's up, people? I'm gonna be honest, I had no interest in watching this film in theaters, but then I realized if I actually want to earn an audience on YouTube by doing film reviews and other film related content, I should probably review popular films when they come out once in a while. And so I watched the newest Mission Impossible flick, and by doing so I discovered that apparently it's rare for someone not to like the Mission Impossible films. I don't know why, but for some reason most comments on YouTube seem to make that pretty clear. Maybe it's an American thing? I honestly don't know and don't care. I'm not a fan of these films, I never watched them when I was younger, I was just aware that they existed because of the music, and I actually appreciated them because of that. That sequence in the second Shrek movie was excellent. Anyway, my complete lack of interest is most likely because I don't find Tom Cruise an interesting actor. I never did. Films like Edge of Tomorrow and Oblivion were movies I watched because I either saw an actress that was attractive or someone I'm actually a fan of, like Emily Blunt, who's extremely attractive by the way, besides being a fantastic actress. And so I don't have much to say about any of the films. I barely remember them, and I saw most of them for the first time this year, so that's not really a good sign. But let's talk about this film instead. It's nothing special, you remove the action sequences and this film is junk food. They are truly the only redeemable thing about it. The spy story is as generic as they come, the characters don't have anything in them that makes them unique, they all come off like 100 other characters you have seen over and over in other action films, especially the protagonist and the antagonist. Bravo to Tom Cruise for doing his own stunts, but his character is shit. There was never a moment where it seemed like he could lose. The guy is practically invincible. Even when he screws up, the story still finds a way to make it work. Because plot conveniences aren't annoying whatsoever, if he at least had charm or charisma, but nope. And the villains of the film, Jesus, we have a walking cliche with zero depth and who's only in the film to deliver the bullshittiest philosophical lines of dialogue you could think of, and then we have Superman, whose acting is much better than in those DC films, but the character itself is just meh. In the beginning, he at least had some sort of presence whenever he was on screen, but after one of the most hilarious scenes where he literally confesses everything he has done so far, I just stopped caring. This scene was truly awful. The guy was saying things that only a fucking retard would say. No one would be that stupid. I have to explain the scene so you understand, and I'll try not to say spoilers. So the good guys come up with a plan that involves creating a doppelganger of the main villain to see if Superman is trustworthy or not. Naturally, Superman falls for this, and once he's alone with the guy, he frees him, and while doing so, he talks with him. And by talking, I don't mean that thing humans do when they interact with each other, I mean that thing characters in movies do when the person who wrote the film doesn't know how to give information to the audience without being at the expense of exposition. And even worse, the information that's given is information that's easy to understand via context. He's freeing the villain, it's obvious they are working together. There's no need for anyone to chronologically tell what they have been planning and doing all this time. I would like to see a fan of the film defend this scene. It was something out of a cartoon for young children, just annoying and unbelievable by any standards. The music sucks. It's not that to enhance what's happening, its entire presence felt like they just put it in because movies are supposed to have music after all, but not like this. It felt out of place with the visuals, especially during that helicopter chase sequence. And I'm sure there were other times, but I don't remember. This film is extremely forgettable. I didn't thought it would be as goofy as it was. It was my understanding that this is supposed to be the American version of James Bond, but the way they present the spy stuff, it's so childish that I just can't see the resemblances between the two franchises. Other than they are both action-driven and tell spy stories, James Bond is nothing like this, at least the few films I saw. I'm giving Mission Impossible Fallout a 5 out of 10. The action sequences are awesome, but even so, they aren't what I would call flawless. Most of them feel needlessly dragged out, and there isn't a single one that's astonishing. Remember that warehouse fight scene where Batman killed all those guys in that dreadful film? That's better than anything that happens here. Honestly, unless you're already a fan of this franchise and love these films to death, it's not worth the ticket price. Just go on YouTube and look up action scenes from other films there. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope you liked it, comment below down below, leave an upvote for that algorithm, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!